he's getting it now.
Hey everyone, welcome to Metal Customs. Today we're out in the paint booth, and what we're going to be doing is some trim paint on our 68 Mustang parts. We've got to get all this stuff trimmed out before we get it assembled. That's the best way to do it. But let me show you what we're doing today and what parts we're going to be trimming and where we're going to be doing it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and paint the hinges and the clutch and brake pedal assembly, because I want to put the clutch and brake pedal in so I can get the master cylinder and booster on so we can get them brakes all plumbed up. But I've got the fenders, got both fenders out here. We'll get the inside of the fenders all painted and cleared, as well as just around the edges of them. I think these are all the bolts that I need to paint. They all need to be body color because they're going to be seen. The two front noses, I'll get all the insides painted on them, as well as where they connect together, which is underneath. But I'll get that painted. Do like on this one, they connect together. You know, this is the top, so it connects together here. I'll make sure I get all of this painted and good. Because once it's together, it's together. It's not coming back apart. Remember, these pieces are going to be fiberglassed in, and all the lines are going to be smooth. So it's very important that we get us a good coat of paint inside of all of this so that it looks good once it's assembled. Then we'll go back, of course, and repaint the whole car. But that's the plan for today. Like I say, we're using our Custom Shop gunmetal gray paint for all of this. So let me get some paint mixed up and we'll get to shooting. Alright guys, we got two coats of the gray on here. And when I say we finally found us somebody who wants to work and apparently knows what he's doing. He laid the second coat on here. The only thing I can see wrong with this is somebody's long black hair in it. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I think I'm shedding like my dog. Yeah, but check it out. These two coats worked out really, really good on everything, including all the bolts. Yeah, it'll clear on that, and it's going to be awesome. So, what I'm going to have done here next is we're going to shoot the clear. What you say, two coats of clear be fine on this. Okay, and Quentin knows what he's doing, so I'm just going to turn him loose in here shooting the clear. He can take care of this. I'm going to go work on the 67 F100 and weld up some of them holes. But yeah, I think that turned out really good. Let y'all introduce y'all to Quentin.
Howdy.
Say hi to the world.
Hi, world.
And we get, we are, no lie, worldwide, Brazil, a lot of places watch our videos, so it's really cool. And we're very well appreciated of it. But yeah, guys, let me get the other camera set up in here, and y'all can watch Mr. Quentin get set up and shoot some clear. And everybody throw him a big welcome to the channel and welcome to the shop. I think he's going to probably tear up as much stuff as me, so that'll work out perfect. Alright, let's rock and roll, guys. All of our parts are set and cured over the weekend that we painted. So what I've done is come out here and just started putting things together. There's the front bumper assembly, this front piece here, the battery box, you know, just some miscellaneous stuff. Screwed the hook stops in. I have the splash shields on here on both sides. And there's also splash shields for the fenders. And I have them put in. Pretty basic, guys. 3 self-tappers, and then 3 plastic snappers. And that shield's in place. So, good deal on that. So now what the deal is, I need to start putting this thing together. And I'm going to start over here on the driver's fender. And we'll just see how it goes. Alright guys, let me tell you what I've done so far. I got both front fenders done. They're 100% where they need to be. Let me tell you, aftermarket fenders, boy, yeah. But I had to realign this door a little bit. I had to actually take this door and move it in some. And that's as far as that door will move in. Still giving a pretty decent gap here. Some of this stuff we're just going to have to live with. The lines and everything line up good. She bolts down. I'll put more bolts in it later. You see I use the stove bolts that we painted. Man, that looks so much nicer. We'll drill a couple more and get them later. Now, as far as the passenger fender, this is a totally different fender. I think this came with the car. And I want y'all to notice this. See this body line on this car? How crisp it is? That comes to a point. This is rounded. But we have that fender lined up. That is as good as it's going to get, 100%. But that's fine. It will work out and it will look good when finished. We're going to have to body work a little bit and try to get this to a crisp point instead of a rounded point. There again, aftermarket parts. Now, we have the nose out. We've got to set the nose on it and took a measurement. Went out and got the old fenders, trying to think of a way to use the headlight bucket. There is no way to use these headlight bucket assemblies for this Eleanor nose, and I can't find one anywhere. But I got to thinking, my old 62 Comet. Here's the headlight bucket from my 62 Comet. Nice 3-volt flange, nice bucket set up. It has the adjusters in it, and it has the springs already on them. That's a whole headlight assembly. We measured them. We may have to shim them a little bit, but they'll go right in here. I got to find center, but they'll go in here and bolt up and be perfect for that Eleanor nose. So yeah, we lucked out on that. Like I say, them are from the 62 Comet project that I've been working on. So, yeah, I think that's going to do the trick. Boy, she's looking good now. I got to give it that. But that's cool. The only other thing we need to probably do, I was going to say check the hood, but we know the fenders are where they're supposed to be because we bolted the nose up and it's where it's supposed to be. We'll just have to adjust the hood when we get to that point. Besides, it's a fiberglass hood. There's going to be some grinding and contouring and stuff like that. You know, finished fit work, a lot of it to be on that thing. So we're not stressing that. But let me get this thing raised up some and get it in my eyeballs. Try to figure out how to get that center line. And we'll get the headlight buckets in so we can continue with all this body work. Alright, since we got these headlight buckets pretty much figured out, we got the holes drilled and put it up there. I just got to cleaning all that out. I need to get them headlight buckets painted gray. Yeah, I know you won't see them, but still they need to have some paint on them. And I need to do some touch-up paint in here. Well, drill got away from me. Need to hit these bolts. And while I got some paint in the gun, I'm just going to use my little touch-up gun. I'm going to go ahead and get the booster, master cylinder, and the pedals mounted. So I need to go ahead and paint this area in here on the firewall, at least get on this side here. I don't like bolting up something to just seal or a primer. Really want some paint in there. We don't have to throw clear on it. Just get some paint in there where it'll be protected and where it'll look right. So yeah, I'm fixing to mix up a little bit and grab my little touch-up gun. I'll just paint these out here. And we got the other 2 parts in the booth, so we'll get that done. Couple of coats on both of them. And then on the inside, a couple of coats on that. Like I said, I just want to paint right with that booster. It's bolting up so I can put the pedals in here. And of course our headlight buckets. Yeah, I had them in the paint room. Quentin got them cleaned up. What I can walk this for? This is for a way to walk. And voila, headlight buckets. Yes. And I know what a lot of y'all are saying. None of this stuff is ever going to be seen, but you're going to do it right. This will at least give some protection on these parts. They won't prematurely rust or do anything bad. Alright, well, next day, and everything's dry. Like I say, the buckets turned out looking good. Yeah. Like I say, definitely wanted to get some paint on them and get that paint blow back in here. And what I had to do was cut one of the tabs off. So it's going to be 2 bolts. Then I had to grind in there because these 2 bolts, really, one there, one there. But you got this roundness right here, and that's why I had to grind right there. And what I'm using, I can find what I've done with them, just regular 1/4-inch bolts. But I've got these holes big where I can move it around a little bit. And also, I'm using a flat washer and a lock washer. Get my hands on it. And I'm just going to put them on here loosely. And that way we can wiggle them around. Trouble picking stuff up. Yeah, I didn't put my braces on today. I should have. But I'll get you back on later. And that's fine. See, I still have wiggle room up and down, left and right. So now what I'm going to do, since I got them in there, I'm put the other one up there. We'll grab the front end, get it on there, and try to get a couple of nuts on it. Get it tight and know where it's going to be. So that's where it's going to be forever. Then we can go back here, hopefully, and just tighten these up. And these will be right on the money. But let's, just for lineup purposes, we'll grab my chrome rings. Just slide them back on there again. Because it is a very, very tight fit. Yeah, that like took forever and a day, didn't it? But I got it. Alright, now let me grab the front end. We'll slide it on there. Throw a couple of bolts on it and see how close we are. And there we have it, guys. Headlight buckets installed. Now what I had to do was go in here and take out all this extra material because it was almost touching the headlight bucket. Well, it looked great, but you got to be able to get in here, take the ring off, and be able to change the headlight. So I had to sacrifice a shade of look for usability, because it's nice to put in a headlight bulb whenever you need one. And you can also get in there now and get to the adjustment screws. Get through here. Of course, you can get through here and reach everything you need to, and electrical as well. So this is, I think it's going to look good, especially with the white headlights in it. Maybe some tinted ones or something like that, sort of black out everything. That's up to the customer. But it is 100% functional, easy to get the headlights in and out, and she'll work good. And they're set back in there, so I really like that, you know, recessed look. So next up, we need to get the bottom of the bumper on, get all the bolts in it, including our little phalange things here that we made. Get all that where it's supposed to be. And then it's bodywork time, guys. Got to get all this stuff fiberglass in there. Like I say, it don't fit worth a crap, as you can tell. But I mean, you know, you do the best that you can do with what you got. And yes, we did set the hood on. The fenders are square with the rest of the car. The hood fit in there well, and the gaps on each side look good and even. So we don't have the front fenders going this way or going that way. We got them where they need to be. And like I say, the hood would need work anyway, but I wanted to do a recheck. But yeah, so far so good. Glad I thought of it in headlight buckets out of the 62. They worked out really well for this project. Alright, so let me get this bottom bumper piece all bolted in where it's supposed to go, and we'll see where we're at from there. Alright, well, I got that bottom bolted on there. Everything fits very well, lined up good. So yeah, we are really happy with that. And she is, she's looking mean, no doubt about it. Now what I got to do is, this bodywork time, guys. Come in here, fill up all these seams, make all this nice and smooth. Same here. Fender flare and the side skirt will be a separate video. We're just going to do the front end in this video. But let me gather my materials and everything, and we'll get the body working this and get it all smoothed out and looking fantastic. Alright guys, got that hand sanded. That'll be well enough to hold the fiberglass in there. We use 60 grit. Yeah, 60 will bite now. Stuff gets in there and does the business, no stress. But yeah, I'm about ready to start laying some fiberglass in here and get just really busy with a lot of body work. Well guys, like I say, I'm fixing to start doing this fiberglass work here, but probably get into some of that tomorrow. Today is Friday, so the week is through as far as doing a video and my working schedule, so we should say. So we're going to wrap this one up. I know it wasn't a real long, good video. Well, hopefully it was a good video, but it wasn't a long video. But I just want to show y'all my preparations and everything I was doing to get to this point. But yeah, next video, keep an eye out. I'll start the fiberglass work. We'll get all of this done and smoothed out. We'll get our front fender flares done, as well as our side skirts. I'll try to roll all of that into one good long video for next week if I can. But in the meantime, I do appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you would, throw down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on Patreon and or Super Thanks. Very much appreciated. And please, like, share, and subscribe. Again, appreciate it much. Till the next one, we hope that everyone has a fantastic day.